Explain why we were gone. I'm not taking.
Shut your ass
I'm
up,
not
bro.
taking.
Okay, honestly, we actually never left. If you think about it, it's not like no one said we're going on a break. All right, fine.
Except you.
Obviously, y'all boys know when Julz died.
See, the thing is, I
he's
knew
a
that.
handsome dude, right?
The thing is, I knew that was going to come out of your mouth. That's not even what happened.
Let me explain. First off, we're glad to be back. Okay. And
Well, explain why that seat's vacant first.
Oh, you're right. Now you're probably wondering, where's Jackson here?
Mm-hmm.
He's not here today. So
he's a businessman. He's making money.
That's what I'm saying. Doing his own thing.
Money moves, stuff like that.
Just to make again, I think we should make a few things clear here. So, one is we took a break. Why did we take the break?
Multiple reasons.
You know what I'm saying? One, I'm being like, Julian fell in love type shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he found something. And we'll get to his love story, by the way, because I think it's something that we should discuss. It's not like an in-depth situation I want to go into, but I just want to.
Just potential
surface level.
Potential
building. Like the love of his life type shit he just met. Like, it's,
Okay, stop.
Doing his thing with his girl that he met online. And we'll talk about that. As for
you were also doing
as for me, it was like I was making a weird transition to a weird transition just in my career basically. So I needed more time to focus on myself for those months just to prioritize like making more money and stuff like that. Luckily I was able to do that.
I feel like our schedules were also
our schedules at that time
they just didn't align that much.
Because we came back
with the amount of work that we were doing with this stuff outside of recording it.
Absolutely.
On top of everything that we were doing.
Yeah, it was kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, our schedules were it was definitely fucked because from what I remember, we released like 5 episodes. By the way, our best episodes, like in terms of stats, like people loved the episode we came back to. And I'm sure people are like, oh, where the fuck did they go?
Yeah,
we just came back from a long break.
I've had some people ask me in the comments and stuff.
Yeah, I've had people ask too in person that watch the show. So obviously, I guess we really should say we're sorry, right? Because we kind of disappeared out of nowhere. Life just happens that way, sort of. So again, I don't mean to justify why we disappeared. I know it's not really fair because in a sense, I know people expect the weekly episodes. And maybe you don't expect it. And that's totally fine. I think we're actually in a much better spot than we were before.
I agree. Yeah.
So now we have a lot more understanding of how to take the pod and where to, put our resources in, pull them in for whatever reason. We kind of understand now how to run this more properly. And so I think that's why we took a lot of time off too, just to think about how we proceed forward.
I feel like we made it super intense and hard on ourselves like a lot of the time beforehand. Yes. So I feel like while we're still putting in effort, it's a more laid back approach, I feel like, and a more fun approach, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I want to enjoy this more. I think a conversation we had to kind of give you guys more background as to where we were, it was just kind of like we were all mentally in a different place too on how we viewed the pod. And I think having some time apart.
And Jipzy was threatening to fire us basically.
Shut your ass out, bro. Like what?
Yeah, I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to get into it because it was just so traumatic, and I already dealt with something early. Happy Easter, by the way. And it's just like I already dealt with something on this Easter morning. And by the way, if y'all want to just send me some Easter blessings,
okay, shut your ass up.
Because it's like I was backing out of my driveway. This man Scott pulled up on me, skirt out of nowhere, fast and furious shit. My whole bumper's off. Run over. My whole bumper's off of my Honda Civic 2020. That shit looks like it's from 2010 now. It's crazy.
Little ad break. Make sure y'all always sub to his Patreon if you haven't already. Cool content. I don't know because I haven't subbed to it personally, but I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, he's not joking.
No, I'm not joking. But anyways, so we took a lot of time to really just kind of think about how we wanted to approach the pod. We had a really tough conversation because it's like we all had different views of the pod and where we wanted it to go. And we had like different directions. But I think after some tough discussion, as well as a lot of time off.
Tears shed for sure.
Okay, I don't know about that, but ultimately we came to a conclusion as to how we can make this work for everybody in the end. And so that's kind of how we're now back here, back into development of, again, weekly releases are going to start coming out again. And I think, honestly, the structure we're going to have now is a lot better in terms of just our time and being able to still produce really great content for you guys, because I definitely don't want to hinder the content. But yeah, and also, I'm sure you're wondering where Jackson is. Jackson right now is focusing on his own thing. And of course, we don't want to take away from that.
And he's also a bit younger, so he's a bit more
younger, bit more responsibility
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, in school. So, for Jackson, he will still be with the pod, actually. He just won't be in every pod. So he'll be on the pods when he can. If he can't, then we'll just do a 2-man pod because again, we've been through this before, so it's not that big of a deal. So he's very much still part of the process. But ultimately, man, I just want to say thank you guys for bearing with us here. I know some of you guys were looking forward to the pods, and if you weren't looking forward to them, then we're back anyway. So it's just like you gotta deal with this shit.
Just blame Jipzy and then just carry on. You know, that's just life sometimes.
Okay, bro. But anyways, we got shit to talk about. So, I guess that's where we've been. What have you been doing for the past few months prior to this first pod coming back here?
Just in general?
I'll answer it for you, actually. So basically, my dog got flown out. He got flown out by an e-girl, by the way. An e-girl. A girl he met online, by the way. Totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to give context here.
Okay.
I think Julian has made it very clear to our friend group especially. I didn't think you could really meet someone. I know you can meet someone online like Tinder and stuff like that, but that's a bit different because they're local to you and it's easy to meet up with them. But you met someone through Skype type shit, like, and then through Discord type shit.
Okay, we're not in 2008. It was
and
through
then
Discord.
After that, you decided to like meet each other after what?
It's definitely foreign, like the whole process of like meeting someone that way. But I mean, I feel like it's been a very interesting but positive situation.
Is she the one?
In a whole. Nigga, you can't be asking.
Okay, well, it's like people should know where you've been. Like, people should know what you've been doing.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not where I've been. I feel like
you've been focusing up.
Yeah, I've been primarily focused on like videos and stuff like that. But that has also been a factor with that. And
then we did MegaCon this year. We didn't film, unfortunately.
Were we on break when we?
Yeah, we were on break.
Okay, yeah,
we were on break.
Yeah.
We went to MegaCon as well. We didn't film this time, which sucks. But here's the thing though, we are gonna film during SuperCon, and that's also on the horizon.
Yeah,
here.
SuperCon, which I was denied my content creator pass for because
you don't have enough subs.
It wasn't even that because I was accepted last year. It's just because you flaked on us last year.
Shut your ass up.
Now they look at me in a negative light and they don't want me.
I don't know why everyone pays me to be the bad guy. I don't flake. I just tell you straight up that I'm a maybe. Always.
If the people watching knew like your track record of everything that you've done, they would. I feel like they'd be on my side of things.
By the way, he's saying this based on the premise of we were supposed to go watch a fight for UFC. Then
Alex Pereira.
Fight. Yes.
Who's he fighting?
And so
doesn't matter.
I said yes. I'm down to go. I told him yes. Like it was 100% yes.
And keep in mind, in a UFC event, there's like the prelims. What is it? There's like the prelims and the prelims and the main card. This nigga texts us fight before the last one talking about his stomach hurt. Keep in mind, we're sitting there 2 hours waiting for his response on if he's going to show up.
Is that man?
And he said earlier, prior, that he was definitely showing up. He was the one that mentioned this fight 2 months prior, saying we got to go watch this next Alex Pereira fight. And he's the one that didn't show up.
Okay, so you're telling me a man can't like call in a sick day? Like, you're telling me, like, if I'm over here in pain, I got a stomach ache, I'm dying.
Yeah, but
you want me to still go to the fight?
But it's the way you handle situations. If you come up to me and Alv, you call us personally, and you're like, "Listen, I apologize." That's a big factor. You start off with an apology, be like, "I apologize."
I did apologize.
No, you went straight to Discord and were hanging out with everyone else and talking about my tummy hurt as we're sitting there eating Mountain Melts. That was the issue. And then it's like you're sending memes about it, making jokes.
Okay, well, yeah, our friendships were tested these past few months as well. It wasn't just solely relationships here. And frankly, I think, I don't know, man, I feel like I think we both made a lot of progress these past few months. Like, I think on your YouTube, I think you told me you had your biggest month yet, right? This past month?
Biggest month in a minute.
Biggest month in a minute, which is fucking great. I think overall, we've been really focusing on our fitness here, so going to the gym more.
We're going to New York.
Oh, yeah, we're going to New York, too. We got big plans for that,
Apple.
which I think, I feel like we should vlog that, bro. Should we not?
We could maybe record a little something.
Something. Like, I don't know, maybe like showcase the things that we do there, just because I know Kawan has a lot of things planned for us, our friend Kawan.
Well, remember, Daji said she was the one planning it.
Oh, you're right.
He's been taking credit for her work.
Other friend Daji is planning it. Yeah. Okay, well, regardless, so we have a lot of things either coming up, and again, we've done a lot of things these past few months that have helped us kind of figure out how where we want to take this pod. And so now we're back and we're ready to just, do this shit right. So let's get at it. You want to start?
We could talk about some of the previous shows from last season first.
I was about to say that. I feel like we missed out on a lot of shows, obviously, because we haven't been here. And god damn, bro, the shit that was released these past few months, fuck.
Let me see.
Like, I don't know about you, but I want to start off with, like, Invincible. Like, I want to start with Invincible so bad.
Yeah, no, we could talk about Invincible.
Okay, let's talk about Invincible. overall season 3, what is your rating for this year? Because God, this shit was oh my God.
I would say
despicably good.
I would say it was better than season 2, but not better than season 1. I think.
I think it's like a normal take, yeah. I mean,
so
season 1 was pretty good.
I would say probably a 9.
9 out of 10?
Yeah, I feel like a 9.
I think there was a lot of side quests this season.
I'm trying to remember what happened, other than like the last.
A few things
spoilers,
happened.
by the way, if you haven't seen.
Yeah,
it,
spoilers for season 3. So a lot of things happened.
Other than the fight at the end and the Mark variants.
Let's talk about the characters and what they did this season, right? So it's like, let's start with like Mark. So Cecil, piece of shit, dude. Like they did.
You think so?
No. Here's the thing. I'm saying, listen. I think the way they did Cecil this season was so good. Because it's like I have like a love-hate relationship with Cecil now.
Yeah, and I feel like that's how he's supposed to be.
That's how he's supposed to be, right? But he's still a piece of shit for the stuff he did. So like he did that. For instance, he like put a tracker, like a sound thing instead of Mark's head.
But keep in mind, you have to understand his position. It's like he's basically like got the whole world in his hands. Like he is responsible for whether or not the world is basically in shambles. And it's like having a nigga as strong as Mark, you kind of have to take those precautionary measures in case he goes off the rails like his dad. I feel like, given his position and his responsibility with everything. But
you have to keep in mind, and I get it, how it's so inhumane. And frankly, I feel like normally human beings, if they're pushed to that brink, they would have to make a move similar to what Cecil's doing to defend the whole world. And I get it though. It's still kind of fucked up though, because I can never sit here and be like, what he's doing is justifiably good. Because remember, he recruited Darkwing to be a part of the what's it called? That one team?
The Guardians.
Yeah, the Guardians.
Yeah, but what was Darkwing?
He like killed a lot of people.
Oh, in that like city, right?
Yeah, he killed a lot of people. And then there was Sinclair. So his situation where he builds the robots.
Yeah, but that's like basically how like the Leaf took in Orochimaru. Like it's like kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, basically, yeah. But what I'm saying is like he's taking these somewhat bad dudes, not saying they can't change, but and like utilizing them just for the kind of greater good of humanity. So I understand Mark's view on it because Mark just has a lot of turmoil, a lot of like.
I feel like Mark's just immature to a degree because it's like.
I don't think so, bro.
With the weight of everything that is like going on and that has been happening and that is going to happen, it's like sometimes you have to kind of put your morality to the side a little bit for the sake of everyone. And it's like with him recruiting Sinclair and getting Darkwing involved and all that stuff, it's like Sinclair's technology specifically, him using the Mark variants to like you know how he was making robots of them?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that is in turn like in the future going to help them immensely against the greater threat that is going to be coming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you kind of have to.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I mean, but we also saw Cecil's past too. Remember,
yeah, he was sort of operating like Mark before.
Like Mark before, yeah. And then I think he like slowly kind of grew into that. I think that was like I think that was kind of showed me that Mark was probably going to age into this as well. But
that's what I was thinking.
Frankly, I thought this season Cecil was going to die because I thought he was going to. I thought Mark was going to kill him.
I thought so too. And then I also saw a thumbnail for like one of the last episodes, and he was like beat bloody. So I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, man. And it's just, but still though, like to put a bomb in Mark. My thing is, it doesn't show any faith or trust in Mark. If you put a bomb in his head, like the sound thing in his head.
I mean, yes, but then you saw what Mark was doing to him.
Yeah, but Mark wasn't going to kill him. But then he like provoked Mark.
Yes, but Mark is also
doesn't want
to human, and Cecil's a normal ass dude that can teleport. Keep in mind,
he has the entire time he's been struggling with not being his dad. And the entire season, you can see that he does not want to kill anybody. Like that, like he's trying to redefine himself as a character, even pushing himself to the point where it's like, well, he's telling his brother not to do this, and he also wants to set up a good example as his brother, but then his brother ends up doing it anyways. He ends up fucking killing somebody.
His brother's a freak of nature.
A fucking freak of nature, and so it's like it's just a weird situation, really. And I get why Mark had total justification to be mad at Cecil,
and the way it's like written and orchestrated, like it's so good because like you kind of understand every single side. Like,
yeah, dude. That's what I was saying. Like, it's like they did a really good job of making Cecil this guy who you can come to understand. You can hate him, and you could also appreciate him for some moments. Because it's not like he's not.
I would say the only dumb thing that he did this whole season was like keeping Conquest alive.
Yes, that was stupid. But at the same time, didn't he do it because he needed more information on the Viltrumites?
Yes, but it's like seeing the type of animal he is. A tungsten cube, however many feet under the earth, is not going to stop.
Yeah, probably not going to stop him.
You know,
and I was like, I don't think a bomb is going to be able to blow him up. There's no fucking way. So, but he's fucked up right now. So even if he recovers, he's still gonna be like fucked up to the point where I don't think he could fight anybody. But even then, that was a cool aspect of this season. I also think the multiverse, they did a lot of shit with this one.
That was, and
I think that was the peak of the show.
I think without spoiling too much, I think they're going to be involved later on, like some of the variants.
Maybe.
But that whole thing was cool.
Yeah. So Angstrom,
that was really cool.
Angstrom coming back to the fold. Obviously, we saw that coming. I expected him to make a comeback. Angstrom.
I expected him to kind of like, since he was coming back, I expected him to be more of a presence. Like I feel like he got dealt with really quick for this season, at least.
Oh.
Like when he sent all the marks back, and then our Mark kind of pulled up on him and beat his ass. Like I thought he was going to have more of a presence this season than he did.
The start of that arc, I think, was like honestly perfect. I think bringing all these different alternate versions of Mark coming into the world, and it's also kind of cool to see where these Marks come from, because some of them are like, I miss my mom, and are like, I miss having a family, or like, and like, and
some of them just like fighting,
assholes, just kill everybody. It's like cool to see different versions of Mark, but having them come to Earth, it like sparked a lot of things, right? One, it was they destroyed like half the planet. I don't know how many times the Earth has been like destroyed. Like I feel like almost,
in the show you're talking about.
Yeah, it feels like almost every season the world has gone through something.
Yeah,
and they have to rebuild again, and it's just ridiculous.
It was funny like seeing them rebuild, and then as they're rebuilding and already in shambles, Conquest like pulling up and then
literally
destroying the shit even more.
It was like nonstop, just shit after shit after shit. And then like we'll definitely get to the Conquest fight. But even I kind of agree with you. I think Angstrom, that fight, it wasn't underwhelming, but it also wasn't, I don't know, I feel like if you're gonna come back, have this immense plan, and Angstrom being as smart as he is, that even being able to predict the fact that all the alternate versions of Mark, once they were finished doing their mission, they would turn on him. Like, how are you not able to like basically almost kill Mark, or like kill Mark? I don't know. I did think that the way it ended was kind of like what he was getting pushed back into he escaped. He just went back into the portal. Angstrom escaped.
Yeah, and then he got his arm cut off, and
he got his arm cut
then
off.
He owed like the alien people.
Oh yeah, now the alien people are gonna like, he's now a slave to the aliens. So
basically, he like works for him.
He works for him now. So is he gonna come back? I don't know.
I'm sure he'll be back in a different way. But yeah, no, when he was fighting Mark and he was pushing him back, I thought what was gonna happen was that like he was going to get pushed into a portal and then be lost again, and then like that's how like we would be starting next season.
I do want to talk about some of the characters. I think the character development for this season really fucking good. So let's start with like Mark and Eve. In my opinion, I didn't like it.
I was gonna say it's not that I didn't like it. I thought it was just moving like at mock speed. Like
it was moving like quick.
But it's like at the same time, that tension has been there since season one, for sure. But like how fast they got into everything, talking about like the I love yous and like fucking like all that stuff, like everything just came so quick. I don't know, but at the same time it's like I could understand their feelings because they are both the only people that understand each other at the same time. So it's like it's weird, but I do feel like
it was a long time coming. Fast. We were waiting for them to get together for a while, to be honest with you. It felt like they were a better match for each other than him and Amber, because Amber was just kind of felt like a toss away character. Like I didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like him and Amber were cool. Like I think they had a good,
but it wasn't realistic
human to human connection. But that superhero aspect of it
just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Well, and then now you have his adjustment to his mom now getting with the realtor guy.
Oh, with Paul.
So that's kind of like similar, I guess. He's trying to enter like a superhero family, and it's a bit weird to adjust to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was some readjustment there. I did think that their relationship, though, again, even Mark here, the way they. How do I say this? The way that they were moving, I agree, was very fast. I also think that wanting to move in together is like crazy.
That pissed me off.
That was like super cool. That was like, I didn't understand that because it's like you just got together.
Yeah, and I thought them trying to make money for it was like kind of stupid too, because I'm like, Eve could just build this shit.
Yeah, that exactly. I was like, dude, Eve can literally she's like going to college studying architecture. Why can't she just build something? I thought it was a cool idea to start a business though, of like being like a defense company.
Yeah.
That's cool, I guess. And they're probably going to keep building on top of that. I don't know, like the relationship with them, interesting. Does feel a bit rushed. Happy it finally happened though. Then there was the relationship with Rex and the Shrink girl.
Shrink Ray.
Yeah, Shrink Ray.
That was good.
Very depressing because again, spoiler alert. Again, this whole thing is full of spoilers for season 3.
Yeah, I just had a feeling when it was like going so well, I was like, I feel like either one of them is gonna die or both of them is gonna die, or there's just gonna be something in between them that's just not gonna allow them to be together.
You know, at one point I felt like I didn't really care about Rex or the other characters. Like I did like a little bit, but not really. But it wasn't until they had the conflict with the, what was it called? Like the Lizard League. You know what I'm talking about? The Lizard League from season 2?
When he got domed and then he was like bleeding out. Yeah.
When they were all getting fucking destroyed.
Yeah, that was intense.
I got invested.
That was season 2, right?
That was season 2, episode 1, I think.
Okay.
I got so invested after that. I don't know why. Like I think that scene really just like brought out my investment.
Yeah, because you see him in the hospital and then he's talking about how like he feels like after that situation he kind of has a different outlook on things, and you see him being nice to Eve, and he also had that talk with her when she was going through her thing with like her family, if you remember, like he went through a window. Yeah. So it's like we saw his character building up, and I heard in the comics too that he was like way worse of a character, like way more unlikable. So like they did him well in the show.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. Like they made him very unlikable. I still liked him though. He still had like a bit of like pizzazz to him that made me interested in him as a character.
I don't think he had those redeeming factors that he did in the show in the comics. So I think that was like show only canon type of thing.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, but honestly, the build up for him. So like. Because I had a feeling that like they were gonna get together, right? I just had a feeling.
Yeah.
Off that first episode where there was a hint of him entering the room, I was like, "Yo, he's trying to hit this right now."
Yeah.
And then they end up getting together. He made dinner for her and everything. And then like the red flag ultimately was she was moving out.
I was gonna say she gave him a kind of a crazy ultimatum.
Yeah, she did give him
talking about like either quit superhero or like be with me.
I'll be with me.
And I was like,
that was like a red.
You guys just started dating 12 hours ago.
That was like a death flag. I don't know why there'd be Russian relationships here, but that was like a death flag to me, like a death warning. And the next phase of that was she's moving out, and then boom, all the Marks invade. No one thought he was gonna go out against Mark. That to me was crazy.
Yeah, and
because he viewed Mark as an actual friend at that point, like an ally. And I'm sure he had like a lot of respect for Mark, especially in this season. But then the man gets hit with Mark as his like the last thing that he sees before he goes. But let me say something though, the way he went out, my dog fucking went all in, bruh.
No, it was hard.
And I'm not a bitch. I am a bitch. Like I tear up sometimes, but the way he was like finding the Mark and he was telling everyone to escape and shit, he was bleeding out. And the way that he kept his humor too, he's like as soon as like they left, he's like fucking idiots or whatever. Like
he was a very consistent.
Saying that he got this, but he doesn't.
He was a very consistent. You could like clearly see his growth because he still had his humor and his like dickheadish moments, but like it would also come with a sense of maturity and
it started coming from a better place as opposed to a place where he was like
he wasn't trying to bring others down. It was more so like I'm just joking around now. It was
exactly.
But I do think the whole funeral scene was like that was odd. That was nuts.
I didn't like it.
It was like
I thought it was
with Rudy talking about how he's taking his name. It's like I get it, but it's like
that was weird.
It's like he's also like him reincarnated, basically. Like it's the same DNA, and then there's also like Eve crying about it, and then talking to Mark like he was my first love. Like I still like feel this way about him. Like,
yo, are you good, bro? I feel like you bring
no, because it was just weird.
I feel like you're bringing up some trauma now.
No, but then you see Mark sitting there smiling, and they go home and then just start going crazy in the bedroom. Like I don't know. It's just
it
just like felt too. Very.
They went to go.
Know. And I guess Rex would have wanted that, but like it's like damn.
Do you think they'll bring him back ever? Do you think that's it for him? Because
I don't know how they
next
could.
season they were gonna do a lot of different things. Like they're gonna try some new things.
I don't know how they could.
Like an alternate timeline, maybe.
Like I really don't. The only way is like a different variant since we have like the Mark variants. Like that's the only thing I can see.
Because he was such a likable character towards the end. Like it actually sucked to lose him.
But I don't remember if I told you about this. But do you remember when they like foreshadowed this and like you didn't really like understand it in season 2 when Mark was in the desert after beating Angstrom, and then like the older Guardians came through to save him, and then you see Eve like say to Rudy, who is now Rex, like she called him Rex when he was in the robot suit, and you're kind of like wondering why Rex is in the robot suit. Do you remember that? I thought that was a cool little thing that like you don't notice,
that kind of foreshadowed.
Looking back at it, you're like, oh, that's why she called him Rex.
But a part of me also thought to myself, maybe that is Rex. Because why would she call? Because I haven't heard her call Rex. I haven't heard her call Rudy Rex yet.
Well, yeah, because I don't think she has had the opportunity to.
Hasn't
but
had.
Like when she said it, when the older version of her said it, I thought it was just Rex in some tech that Rudy built to like I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know. But it was a good little foreshadowing moment.
That's true. I mean, I don't know, bro. But yeah, we lost a good one though, unfortunately. And then we also saw Aaron Paul coming to the fucking show.
Powerplex. He had a good little scene.
Powerplex. Oh, Aaron Paul really, like, to me only has like one. Like, I feel like Aaron Paul plays the role of the most angry, frustrated guy in every role he's ever been in.
Yeah.
And it's like, I cannot picture him in any other role. That's literally what he was doing, dude. He was, what was he saying? Oh, he's like, you can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah.
And he kept saying this shit over and over.
I don't know. He
was
was
like, his thing, but
like, I get why he was upset, but what pissed me off is like when he killed his wife and child, and then he's getting even more mad at Mark. It was like, I knew he was gonna do that dumb shit.
He was so dumb too about that. Like, honestly, I didn't know his wife was that crazy though to also be in on it. I mean,
she was ride or die. She was for him.
Can't find no ride or dies out there.
She was
a ride or die.
She was an instigator though.
Well, that baby was no ride or die, bro.
That baby was just die.
It was held against his will in that whole process.
Yeah, and when they literally could have like taken that nigga to a daycare and then just brought the wife
and just done the wife and
tied
Aaron
her up and did whatever. That was like
Powerplex's like descent to like complete mayhem was just kind of ridiculous.
I was gonna say there was also the bowling alley scene with Mark and Amber, like meeting the new boyfriend. You remember that?
Yes.
I feel like Amber was like, when I watched it, I felt like she was still trying to like not have influence, but like when she was like, oh, don't use your powers, and like joking around with him, it kind of felt like she was still trying to like assume that like a little bit more than friendly role, if that makes sense.
For Amber?
Just towards Mark.
But she's out of here, dude. This woman is like she doesn't even exist anymore.
I don't know.
Amber's not in the picture, dog. She's out.
I feel like she like still likes Mark a little bit, and then like her current boyfriend was kind of like a rebound type of thing.
However, another side, dude, they had so many fucking side quests this goddamn season.
Yeah.
What was his name? Duplicate girl. What was her name? Duplicate. Her brother, and then him working underneath like the high-ranking assassination organization.
Oh yeah, the dragon
thing
or whatever.
What was the main plot point of that? It was like he was in prison.
He was like
Duplicate wanted to get him out of prison, but he said no. I'd rather be.
Well, he was like their hitman or something like.
Yeah, he's their best hitman.
Yeah, and then
it's the Order. That's what it's called. The
Order was telling the guy. He was telling Titan to break him out, and then they plotted against the dragon dude with Machine Head and the teleporter dude, and used Mark as well to help orchestrate that.
Titan, I won't lie, dude. Titan just feels like he's getting away with everything. And he's a smart dude, actually.
I don't feel like he's like a criminal though. Like, is he really? Like he
is a criminal, but I think he's a good one. If that even makes sense. That like sounds like I'm contradicting myself. But
because he did live a life of crime before he got into his position, but then like I don't know if he's money laundering. I don't know what he's doing.
No,
like, I know he like cleansed that whole area that he kind of has rule over. So I don't remember if they explain exactly what he does, but I don't think he's like a bad dude. I think he's kind of like a anti-hero.
Maybe not.
Like not a villain, you know what I'm saying?
Well, even I'll tell you what, like his character development is interesting because it's like honestly every side story I've been invested in.
Businessman.
That's what I'm saying. And Invincible's done a good job of just make you invested into the world itself, not just Mark himself. What was his name? I forgot his name, dude. He had that big ass servant, the Asian guy.
Yeah, some of the guy that transforms to a dragon.
Man, the leader of the Order. And so
I forget, it was like Mr. Liu or something.
Yeah, Liu or something. Yeah. When he was fighting Amber and Mark, dude. And trust me.
You mean Eve?
And sorry, and Eve, excuse me.
Okay.
And we'll definitely get to Eve later too. I want to talk about her and how busted she is this season. Yeah. But dude, I don't understand. Like, how are they losing to a dragon? Like, how?
I mean, he beat him, but he just like has regen.
He's got regen. No one has anti-heal.
Yeah, that's literally what he did because Mark punched him out and then
punch him out.
dropped an elbow on him, and then I think he just healed himself.
I don't know, but the way like it happened too, like I was hoping that he was gonna like, I don't know. To me, Amber is just so. Prior to the end of the season, I'm thinking Amber is already busted.
Eve,
excuse me. I'm thinking Eve is already fucking busted. So why is she losing these fights?
Yes,
dude, is she not able to conjure up literally anything at the palm of her fingertips?
The thing is, like, yes, but like I never really viewed Eve until the last episode. I never really viewed her as like a strong attack type. Like I feel like she was always kind of
support.
Yeah, like supporting.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Because she never really had a large amount of attack potency like that in the fights that we've seen until the end, you know. But it's like, given what they explained about her power and how she can make shit from atoms, it's like you think that she'd be as strong as she is.
be able to do whatever she wants.
The power that they showcased at the end is like what I initially expected her to be like.
Her to be like, yeah. Which, for those of you that don't know, at the very end, we got to see like Eve at her fucking peak. Like, I think it was I guess that's just, I know, but yeah, let's just start the conquest talk here.
Yeah.
So, literally, after everything that happened, all the Mark variants came, destroyed everything. And then we had Conquest. Probably one of the baddest motherfuckers. I think he's the strongest Viltrumite to ever live. Pretty sure.
He's like, I feel like he's like kind of like Garp.
Yeah, it's kind of like Garp from fucking One Piece. Yeah. He's like one of the strongest of all time. And he visits Earth. And like after all destruction, and they had a really great like episode, was it 7 finale, where they showed him and Mark about a brawl and they like collided. Boom, end of the episode. Boom, last episode comes on now. And the entire time, like that, it was definitely a top tier fight. I still prefer. I don't think it was really a fight, but really like the battle between Mark and his dad. Really, I think that was more like. But it wasn't like as action packed. I would say it wasn't as much choreography. I think it was just very impactful.
I think the Mark Omni-Man fight was a little bit better, but they paid homage to it a lot.
They did pay homage to it a lot.
Like when he was, had Mark by his head and was like going through the crowd of people and stuff like that. Similar to how Omni-Man did it on the train with Mark. But I mean, I think they were damn near close in terms of like comparing them to each other.
Strength. Yeah. Well, the whole time Conquest was literally just trying to like antagonize him, get him angry, like just want to make him like a fucking monster, right? The whole time. And again,
Mark was holding his own too.
But
like,
he was holding his own.
The Omni-Man fight, like I feel like the Omni-Man fight was to show like how weak Mark was at that present moment, and then this one was kind of to show like how much he's developed and how he could kind of keep up with the Viltrumites. And then there's probably going to be like a third big Viltrumite fight between him and another.
That's what I assume. Well, even
big figure in there, and then where he's actually going to win by himself.
Even with the fight with his dad, it's not really like even a fight because it's not. I don't think he was trying to beat his dad up at all.
It was a fucking beatdown.
That's what I'm saying. It was a beatdown. So even if he could beat up his dad, I don't think he would. And I think even actually for the Conquest fight, when they brought his brother Jason, am I dumb? Is it Jason?
Who? Mark's brother?
His brother. Oliver.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the names. Oliver, when they brought Oliver in, dude, I thought Oliver was going to get wiped in one punch, bro. But he was doing some damage. Like, he did some damage.
He was kind of cold.
He did like a right swing on that motherfucker. And then
he started getting...
Oh, yeah, I thought he was going to die right there. The moment he grabbed him and then started twisting his body...
I didn't think he was going to die. I just thought he was going to get wrung like a rag. And then, like, Cecil was going to come, which he did. And then, like, heal him up, but I thought he was gonna be out of commission for like a minute.
Yeah, nah. And honestly, Oliver too. Like, I actually thought he was gonna become evil. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the manga.
I mean, he definitely still can because he's very like
very young, he's
very young, but he's also like if he believes something, like he believes it.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It's like when he killed one of the blue guys. I forgot their name.
The Blues Brothers.
Yeah, the Blue Brothers. We'll just say that. When he killed one of them, he was like, "Oh, it's whatever." That's what that would do.
It was like a demon awoken.
It was like a small Omni-Man.
Yeah.
And it's that like I was like, dude, that's so crazy if he becomes evil. But I think I don't think he becomes evil. I don't think so.
I don't either. I feel like he's just going to be a very like rambunctious hero.
You said rambunctious?
Yeah, just like very.
What the fuck is that vocabulary?
I thought it was a great word. But no, just like not super. Like, you know how Mark is like kind of by the book, like. I don't even know what I'm saying. Next topic, bro. I had it, but then I lost it.
No, he might be more
like more violent with his ways, but like I feel like he's still doing it for like the good cause. Like,
more willing to do what he's got to do. The Conquest fight was great. Towards the end, now we see Eve come into it.
Yeah, initially I thought it was an ass pull. Like as I was watching it, I thought it was kind of an ass pull, like her kind of resurrecting and just like.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah,
so,
but
when she was fighting him, okay. I think that was her intention the whole time, though.
What?
Was to get destroyed by this guy.
I mean, I don't think so. She was kind of working with him.
No, she was doing damage.
Yeah, but like, that was the best attacking she's done in the whole show at first.
But then she said she like wanted to put herself in that position so that.
Oh, she might have said that.
Yeah, so like to have a fail safe, and so clearly she has like a temporary lock or something where unless she's really pushed to like the brink of survival. To the brink of death.
Yeah.
She will like just turn on this like safe gate and just become like a demon. Like for her to get destroyed, dude, when she got fucked up, bro, I was like,
oh, I was like, wow, they actually like,
they actually killed her.
I was like, wow,
like there's no way. Like,
and I thought he was going to, in turn, like date another variant of Eve from a different universe or something like that.
Yeah, no, I thought he was gonna.
When I saw her get that right hook, and then
I thought it was over
through the fucking guts.
I thought it was over. Stuff. But it did feel like a cop out though when she just fucking solo res
ascended like Gojo.
She had a quick revive
she
ready,
had a
bro.
Self revive on her.
Fuck off. But yeah, the way she picked herself up, and then it was like she like blew him up with a fucking Gallic gun beam. Like I don't even know what the fuck she did. But it doesn't make sense. But I mean, I guess it does actually, because she is like she was designed to be like potentially the strongest superhero of all time. I think she's honestly stronger than Mark.
Yeah,
and with what she's got in her arsenal.
I feel like eventually she's going to like have those limiters removed in some way or something like that. But also, I don't know if you remember, I saw this online the other day. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of season 2 when we saw that one Mark variant like in that other world with that bald-headed Eve. Do you remember that? And he paralyzed her instead of like
that was fucked.
Actually killing her or like attempting to kill her. People were saying like if he tried to, then that would have activated and then she would have just killed Mark and Omni-Man right there in that universe. But I think he knew about it, so that's why he paralyzed her instead. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because maybe he knew about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe the author just fucked up. But who knows?
I think if that was intentional, that's a cool little Easter egg, I guess you could say, or whatever. But
that's so fucked. That Mark variant was fucked. Mm-hmm. But I mean, regardless of that though, I think overall, man, yeah, the season was full of shit, and there's still more to talk about. Like, goddamn, there was so much.
Yeah, Do you know what they were talking about at the end with the demon dude when he was saying that like there was a vessel that he was like getting ready to possess? You know what I'm talking about? Like
I thought he was referring to like.
I thought he was talking about Conquest.
That's what I
thought too.
I think I have that here
because he said like someone's black heart with a power we've never seen before. But I thought he was also kind of talking about Eve as well, just because she unlocked her power. But then he said so I figured Conquest, but I don't know.
That's here. It's right here. Darkblood discusses with a demon lord the possibility of exploiting Mark's body for internal purposes.
So it's confirmed Mark?
That's what I didn't think it was Mark.
I don't feel like that would make sense because he's been on the Earth the whole time.
But it could also be Conquest. Like I said, I only have some notes written down.
Yeah, I feel like Conquest would just make sense because Mark's been on Earth the whole time, and he said like a new power. A new power. So unless Mark awakens something in himself that like he.
Well, Mark did go off at the end of the Conquest fight just because he saw Eve take a fucking L. Mm-hmm. But the fact that Mark was gonna lose that fight if Eve did not get back up and laser beam the fuck out of Conquest.
And the thing is, yes, but no at the same time because I saw someone talking about this because you know how Mark is like half human, half Viltrumite.
Yes.
They were saying that like at the end of the day, he could probably surpass the strongest of Viltrumites because of his human part, considering that Viltrumites don't have things like adrenaline and stuff like that. So it's like when he gets pushed to his limits, Mark, and he kind of has to like tap into that fight or flight.
So it's like that. It's like that Goku shit.
Yeah, basically. You're pushing the brake, and you know how like Saiyan. When we have like an adrenaline rush, or like say if you get into a situation, like your body kind of just goes on autopilot, and then like you damn near have like supernatural abilities for a certain amount of time.
Like you hear gunshots. It's like in high school when we heard gunshots and shit.
Yeah, and then
climbing that fence, like we out that shit. We gone.
Yeah, so it's like they were saying that in turn is going to help Mark become like the strongest over all the other Viltrumites because they don't have those genetics and.
I think that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I feel like that would be cool.
Well, I mean, Mark has to become that strong though, because don't you remember what happened with the timeline? Again, crazy side story, which I guess is I don't even know if it's a side story. Him and Eve go on a date to they go to Paris, and then Mark literally gets dragged into a portal by these two twins, and then he goes into the future to help them fix the future, and so then he sees Immortal, and then finds out that Immortal is the villain. Just destroying the world.
Well, that he's the king because that version of Mark, or the future Mark
left him to take care of Earth.
Made him king, yeah.
And then he couldn't take the pressure anymore, so he killed himself.
Yeah, he was just out of control.
But honestly, why even it's such a sad ability, bro. Like being immortal sucks. Because it's like I'm sure Duplicate passed away, all her kids passed away with him. Mm-hmm. It's like
I mean, he'd even remember her.
Yeah, he even remembered her
when he was asking him,
and he was begging for Mark to kill him. Like he was begging for it.
I thought it was a cool little thing though when they were leaving, and then like he put his clothes to the portal, and then like the next timeline of him like took the clothes,
cool.
you know, and it's like a constant loop. I thought that was
a constant loop.
Cool.
Like it's bound to happen. I wonder how things. Man, it'd be so crazy if things still proceed in that manner. Like it's the future, so you can't change it. But I'm curious if the things are gonna change because they have to explore that aspect of it. It can't just all be the same. But I mean, phenomenal season. 9 out of 10. Yep. I agree with Julian. Yeah. Phenomenal. What other shows you want to talk about from the previous seasons? Because that was my big one. I want to talk about Invincible.
I think we could talk about Solo briefly just because we talked about Invincible for a minute.
Oh, yes. But
I thought it was
so leveling.
Did you finished it, right?
Yes, I finished it, yeah.
I
got a tough opinion on it, but
I feel like it's just a feel-good show that has good action. Like, I don't think the story goes too deep.
They develop the side characters enough to the point where when they die, you feel something at least.
To a degree. To a degree, yeah. Yes. Like, if Cha were to die, for example, like, that would be like, damn, that's like a big
shock,
show. Yeah. But, like, I feel like it's just cool watching Sung kind of build up, like, this resume of just ass beating and just getting to where he is. But it's like, you don't expect him to lose ever. And that's kind of one thing. That's one thing that I would like. Like, I would like him to get his ass beat. I think that would be crazy.
That's the one thing I don't like about.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the one thing. That's the only thing I have. The issues I have about Solo. But again, it's not even to say it's a bad show. It's just like I've been so accustomed to seeing people get beaten down so hard, and they grow from that. Like with him, I guess he was being down because he was a kid. He was like there was
that first
loser
instance of it. Yeah,
first instance of it. But now it's like nonstop. Like
there isn't
there's no stop.
Now, granted, there are obviously strong characters we haven't been introduced to like that yet, and there's also his dad who seems like a pretty formidable foe. Yeah. But like, I mean, who's beating his fucking jump force? Like,
yeah, you can't do it.
Like he's got Beru, he's got Tusk, he's got Igris, and they also level up individually as well. It's like
he's got a whole army of motherfuckers.
It's like I don't understand how you go about that.
And he'll keep stacking them too. And my thing is,
he loves stacking them.
He loves stacking them shits. And then I don't know, man. Like, don't get me wrong, the fight sequences are great. They're so top tier, but I do feel like it's gonna get to a point because at least I also heard this from the manga readers too, or the manga readers, that it does get to the point where it's like it does become so repetitive. The story is just not interesting. I mean, yeah. Whether you like the story or not is up to you. But from what I hear, the story is just mid, and eventually it's gonna get so repetitive that it's gonna be like, oh, whatever. But it's still a good manga.
I just wish he had like
a loss,
something.
Which maybe he will have one. I would hope he has one.
I don't.
But not like a bullshit loss. Not like one where it's like, we're evenly tied.
Like I just
come back and do it again.
Like with how cocky this nigga is getting, I want him to be like as bad as it sounds. Like I just want him to get beat so bad. He's like on the brink of death, like almost like a parallel to season 1 at the beginning.
Yes.
Where it's like he's just like, fuck, like what do I do? And then like builds from that and then eventually overcomes that. I think that would be sick, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
There are such things as people with talent and prodigies, bro. But then like how do you start the show off with him not being any of that? But then I guess you did I guess because remember, I don't understand the context in which he became this powerful.
Yeah, because you see his dad.
Yeah, so still don't understand it.
Yeah.
But it's like why go to the trouble of like clearly he has not. I mean, I get it. He has nothing, give him everything, and now he's able to like just adapt so well to fights. It's so busted. Even that last fight against the Ant King, that motherfucker was.
I will say,
disgusting.
like the action's obviously good and like
phenomenal. It was top 10.
But like the voice acting for him specifically,
dub version or sub?
Both.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just like
dub. I was very skeptical about, but now I know why his actor's really good.
Did you see the dub fight for the Ant?
I did watch it. Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Dude, it's getting better.
Both sub and dub.
You brought this up. You were saying dub was getting better, and I agree with you. It's getting better.
Good, and I think the Lazarus dub is good too.
It's all right.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
If I had to choose between sub or dub, I'm choosing sub every time. But there's definitely some shows like Full Metal Alchemist. Lazarus was pretty good.
You said you didn't like Dan to Dan, but I like the Dan.
I didn't like Dan to Dan. I just think that some of the sound effects and noise that the character makes are funnier when they're in Japanese as opposed to like English. I just feel like that's just how it is in terms of the language or whatever. But again, besides that, Solo Leveling, they had a really good season. But that was basically it, right? It was just 2 major fights, really, right? It was the first thing, which was they were in the ice area.
Pulled up on the ice. Fought Baruka.
Yeah.
And then there was
the training when everyone came.
Well, there was the ogres.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
When they
had like 3 fights.
A-class hunters like had that little group, and then he was like the carrier, like he was the bag carrier.
He was the bag carrier.
And then he recruited that guy.
That pisses me off so much, bro. Like the way they make him out to be this guy, like
so just nonchalant,
like
just
so nonchalant. I'm just taking notes here, guys.
He was also like incognito, like no one really knew of him.
Yeah,
like
but he's got that dumbass smirk on his face, and he's like, I can.
Yeah, but it's like the way it's the way he does things. Like when he was
so cocky,
bitch. Like literally, like the second episode when he was fighting the ice dude, and then he like had the guy that remember how he went in there with the human and then recruited him to the shadow.
Yes.
So he had him coming from the top rope with the axe on the nigga, and then when you see him behind him with his hands in his pocket walking away. Just
it's so like cocky. He's so calm.
But it's so good though. Like that's what makes the show good. But it's I don't know.
No,
man.
I mean it makes him look cool, but I don't think it's realistic though. There's no way motherfuckers be pulling up like this every day.
I think that's why it's good because it's so like outlandish. Like why is he acting like this?
That's true.
Like when he was getting called to the fucking island for the ants and the nigga sitting on top of a building,
son. And he was like watching everything through the eyes of his like
it is.
I'm
so
just like,
stupid.
what the fuck, dude? And he just spawned on the island like it's nothing.
That's a cool.
What
ability.
pisses me off was like everyone's like on their tablets watching the fucking like the island. People watching stream, people on their TV.
Donos.
And then like, they announce he has arrived. Everyone's like freaking out like he's here. He's here.
Did they?
Yeah, don't you remember? Like the leader of the organization,
because he cut the stream off. I thought.
No, because remember, like the leader of the organization when he found out, he was like,
yeah, and then he's like grabbing the chair and he broke the chair.
I was like, bro, like this is so. Well, he's not this. Well, no, he's aura farming. He's aura farming.
The chairman glazes song.
He's glazing.
He loves that nigga.
And it's like I like him as a character too. I mean, but like I said, dude. It's weird though because, like I said, normally I would have got bored by now because it really is rinse and repeat. Mm-hmm. So dungeon after dungeon after dungeon, I think getting stronger. Yeah. He already saved his mom, so what's next on the list? Save the universe? Like what's next?
I think what makes it so good again is like how ridiculous he acts and how like calm, cool, and collected he acts with some of the shit, and like just seeing him go from like this nonchalant ass dude to then like be smirking like a villain as he's about to like decapitate someone. Like I think that's the appeal for it for me. Like that's why I kind of like it. On top of like the great action scenes and the good voice acting and stuff like that, the opening song was good too.
Yeah, it was also really great.
Ending song, but the OST in general is just really good. But what would you give it a rate? What would you rate it?
I don't know. I think it's like a solid like 8 out of 10. Honestly, 8 out of 10.
I was gonna say like an 8.5.
8.5. I don't want to give it a 9 or a 10, bro, because I just don't. I think the story's good enough to be. I think
comparing it to other shows, it's like an 8.5. But I think for what the show is trying to do,
I think it's it's solid.
Well, for the type of show it is, and for what it's trying to do, I think it's kind of like the best at it, if that makes sense.
Oh wait, you're saying in its category of what it's
category?
Like, yes, I think it's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but
I think it's a 10 out of 10 in this category.
Comparing it to like everything else, 8.5.
It's 8 in my opinion, 1000%. Honestly, I'm excited for the next season if they're gonna have one. Probably.
Yeah, I think 26.
Yeah, probably gonna have another next. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I mean, I assume the action it's just gonna get crazier and crazier. So we'll definitely see how that goes, and of course we'll definitely react to that live. So those are the two animes I wanted to talk about from last season. Now let's jump into like. I don't know if we'll jump into like the newer animes for this season, the anime awards.
I was gonna say we could talk briefly about the shows this season and then finish it off with the awards.
Okay, bet. All right, so let's do that. All right, so first series I want to talk about was Lazarus. So much hype around this show. Cowboy Bebop creator. Mm-hmm. It's the show also in the same universe as Cowboy Bebop, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay.
First impressions, first episode. What do you think?
I just love that style of show.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it has a very nostalgic feel to it. Mm-hmm. And I just really like the cast of characters and the diversity as well.
What diversity? What do you mean?
Like the diversity between the cast.
Like in the crew. Oh, yeah.
I'm dumb. I think you saw episode 2. I didn't see episode 2, but like the black dude, he seemed like a cool guy. And then there was obviously the main nigga. What's his name again?
Who? Spike Spiegel. That's basically how I'm referring to him. He's basically Spike Spiegel in my head.
Oh no, his name starts with an A.
Is Axel.
Axel. Yeah, he's cool, but then there's like the blonde girl and then the technologic, like the other
girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think they have a cool little cast going on.
Yeah, they definitely do.
And it just has a nice nostalgic but new feel to it.
Dude,
I really and I like the Cowboy Bebop feeling like jazz OST. You know what I'm saying?
Off the like literally off rip. They literally when they were showing Axel escape the prison. Obviously, spoilers here. Like boom, as soon as that music hit and I started seeing Axel move around, I was like, this is basically Spike Spiegel.
Yeah,
that's an exact copy of him. And honestly, I like these types of shows. One, because obviously the guy who made it is a fucking legendary author of Cowboy Bebop. But like the story too is also very interesting. Some guy, and it's also very. I feel like you can make that connection to like real life too, where like you have all these pharmaceutical companies that are making these fucking products for people that obviously help you. There are still a lot of side effects. Some people die from it, or it doesn't really help. It doesn't really help everybody. But then it goes really into detail about pharmaceutical companies. Not this show in particular, but Adult Swim, who I think was responsible for this show.
Yeah,
they also made a different show I told you about, which was Side Effects.
I don't remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, it's like called Side Effects, Common Side Effects. That was like their take on the pharmaceutical companies and like how if someone were to find a cure to all diseases in a plant, pharmaceutical companies would want to murder you because then you would basically cure everything.
I think you told me about this and I thought it was Lazarus.
No, it wasn't Lazarus. However, Adult Swim released that and then they just released this, which is basically it just seemed like they're kind of targeting.
Yeah,
but it wasn't their story. I know it's the
I just love how the scientist dude kind of like went on the intercom and had these niggas go find the cure like it was the One Piece.
The way he did it was just like
it's like
hide and seek, like come find me, and then it's like, okay, bro, so you're telling me did he explain why he wanted everyone to die? Oh, he said this is the only way for our salvation.
He was like if you guys believe that the human civilization is like important enough, then you'll find the cure or something like that. I don't remember. It was some weird reasoning, but I think it was a good first episode.
Yeah, it got me hooked. I saw the second one.
Yeah,
and I could tell the humor's there for sure.
Yeah,
the humor's there.
Yeah,
especially in the second episode and third episode from because the third episode already came out. I've watched both of them. Like hands down, I'm digging the vibe. It's not as much of a slice of life though as Cowboy Bebop was, which is why I really liked Cowboy Bebop because it felt like every episode was like an individual story being told in like 25 minutes. But I still like the linear path they're taking here, where the plot is clearly evident in every episode. But yeah, so far I would say that's. I mean, we're off to a great start with Lazarus. A lot of shows are coming out this season. A lot of slice of life. What was the other show?
You love your slice of life.
I love
There's Fire Force.
But you know how I feel about that. How was the first episode? I didn't watch it yet, but
third episode came out 2 days ago, and I've been enjoying it. I feel like it kind of picked up right where it left off and has been moving at a good pace. And yeah, they just kind of got right into fighting, like straight off the bat, and it's just been a good time. It's really nothing too deep, like story-wise yet. It seems like we're getting there, but there is a big character who kind of like switched up a little bit, which has been.
But, okay, got you. I assume you don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but I would. Have you seen season 2 or no?
No. I haven't even I haven't finished season 1. Like, I'm waiting. Bro,
I don't know why people sleep on this show. Like,
I'm sleeping on it.
I get maybe it's not your reasoning, but I get why people like don't like the fan service shit. But it's like, to me, I feel like that's so present in so many other shows that it really doesn't like hinder the show that much, considering everything else is so like top tier to me personally.
The turn off for me on that show, which is why I wasn't so invested, was like I just think it was weird. Like I just thought it was very weird. Like the way it's not a bad show. Plot, I know it's good, but I'm saying like the characters, like the way they would speak to each other. The camera angles they would have, how they would pan things here and there.
Dude, the show has some of the best fights.
No. I'm not saying the fights. I know the fights are great. I'm talking about like just normal, like when they're just normally talking. When I was watching it, just looking at
it's a very unique and abstract.
Yeah, it's a very abstract show.
I think that's also like the type of like it's similarly to like Soul Eater. Like it's kind of like the same
universe, right?
It's the same creator, and it's like I feel like the art direction of the show and the cinematography, like that's just how they do it. Yeah,
and again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like that was kind of just a turn off for me. So that's that's the only reason why I didn't continue watching it. But I'm glad they're back for a third season, which is this is their last season, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 quarters.
That makes sense. That's gonna be a lot of episodes. That's been again from what people have been saying, it's been a good start. I would say, dude, there was one more show. Oh, Devil May Cry. Netflix
was good.
has been releasing bangers, bro.
That was good.
By the way, not just Devil May Cry, also Moonrise. I know you haven't seen that.
I have not,
but also
you said that was a good one.
Yeah, that was Wit Studio, also on Netflix if you haven't seen it. But let's talk about Devil May Cry. Honestly, I played the Devil May Cry games.
I didn't play.
I only played like the third one. And the fifth one, but again, I'm not like too big on the story. I was just really mainly focused on like the combat and how fun it was. But the anime, like I said, in terms of lore, I cannot say here that it's respectable because I really don't know. But like from what I can tell when I was watching it, it felt like I was playing the game. Like I felt like there was cutscenes. These were cutscenes from the game.
It did
felt
feel
like not one-to-one cutscenes. I mean, like the vibe of it felt like this is literally what Devil May Cry is based on my playthrough of the game.
Very engaging show. I really liked it. I liked the relationship between Dante and whatever her name is.
I saw that dub. I saw the dub as well.
I thought it only came out in dub.
I think it's also in sub if you want to watch it.
Oh, when I downloaded it for my plane ride, I only got the option for dub. But,
okay.
Whatever the other main girl is, I like their relationship because you could tell she's like.
I think her name's Lady.
He calls her that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think it starts with an M.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But
Mary?
It's Mary.
I think it's Mary, but we call her Lady.
But like her backstory was cool too. And that one episode where it's cool. Like they used a different art style to symbolize the demon world and like the normal world.
Yes.
To show like the bunny rabbits like origins and stuff. That was really cool.
So I just want to say, for what they showed us, dude, I think that was like a crazy good first season. Like I felt like it was a perfect wraparound. So
only in 8 episodes too.
Yeah. So with Dante, like his character was honestly, I liked his character. His voice actor was great. His personality was great, and how they were just hunting him down the whole time for his crystal. The rabbit and again, spoilers alert again. The rabbit specifically was an amazing antagonist. Like he was. Yeah. I thought he was so well structured. When he got first introduced, just killing all those guys for the sword. I was like, "What the hell is this guy?"
Scene. Yeah,
fucking phenomenal. And then. Just like the whole show was just so well developed, dude. Like the action was sick. It was just fast paced, constant action.
I don't think they went too deep.
There was no
where it made it too complicated.
Yes,
and I think it just stayed like on a linear path with a couple branches here and there. And it was good.
Making good backstories for these characters, dude, it's like so essential though, because with Lady, I actually like Lady a lot this season. Dante's obviously great because he's got a crazy past with him and his brother and his mom. But then also you look at the rabbit when they did the reveal of the rabbit and how spoilers.
That was a crazy.
He's
backstory.
not actually a rabbit. It's just somebody that's just was he half demon, half.
I think
human?
he was just wearing a mask.
Yeah. He was
maybe put some demon shit.
Yeah, he was a regular human guy. He was a human being that he would help people escape the demon world because it was becoming more corrupt and like it was killing, like there was monsters killing innocent people in the demon world, and so he was trying to help the demons. And then you see how Mary, it showed the past with him and Mary, why he doesn't like Mary at all, and why he actually, his whole thing was like he planned everything out. So he wanted Mary and Dante to see the things he was doing. So like with Mary, he was more concerned about her than he was with him, honestly. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. He was more concerned about Mary making her feel like shit.
Yeah.
And he did that because he blew up like all those fucking demons or whatever.
It's like you understand Mary's side too because she also had a good backstory with the dad.
Exactly, with her dad, which was also fucked. But then just the way they tied all that in together and how she was also in his past and also one of the reasons why he did the stuff he did. Then he comes back as this guy that just wants to like save the demon world. At like what cost? Obviously releasing demons into the Earth's realm. And dude, like the action was great. That one guy that sold out Dante that ended up, saving him as well. That died. Enzo. Yeah.
Good character.
Yeah. He was, again, nothing crazy. Like, don't expect any crazy development in these characters, man. But it was just enough to keep you invested.
Yeah.
And I think it was a perfect amount for what the show honestly is. And
I think the cliffhanger at the end was good too.
Yeah. I didn't expect Mary to turn on him. I had no idea.
I didn't either.
I thought I thought there was.
I
sense a little.
Yeah, I think they'll be romantically involved and just like.
I kind of hope so.
Yeah, I think they're gonna develop a relationship. But I think the reason she did that is just because she's still so. Like tunnel vision on like her.
Anger towards
on
demons.
Her idea, of like what good is and
what
stuff
good
like
and evil is. Well, she is also in the games as well. They have like a friendliness kind of. Like a friendly, relationship with each other. But I also, like I said, I don't know. I was getting hints that they were going to be like somewhat close like that. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And the introduction of his brother.
Yeah.
That was sick.
That was good.
at the very end. Now his brother's involved, and obviously I had a feeling that was going to happen towards the end of the season, anyways. But they already got a green light to make another one, I think. So
yeah, it said it at the end on the last episode.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So at that point, like that was great, dude. This anime's just fucking hitting right now.
Yeah. I got some good ones.
Like, what else is there even to talk about? I mean, I could sit here and talk about like Anne Shirley, Slice of Life.
I heard Windbreaker's also good.
Windbreaker's also back. Nothing against Windbreaker.
My Hero Vigilante.
My Hero Vigilantes.
I heard visually that's good.
Moonrise. I've got this Hero. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, can I just... All right, let me bring this up here. There's one anime, and for those of you that have not seen this, bro, go watch it. This shit is fucking gas. It's a Chinese anime, To Be Hero X. Dude.
I still haven't seen it.
My biggest issue with Chinese anime, always... And I only watched a few, but the ones I've seen I've liked. My biggest issue is just like the sub. Like I don't like Chinese voice actors. I think I'm not like hating on them. I'm just saying like I feel like
seems slightly racist, but it's okay.
No,
I mean it's
no. I'm just saying
I don't recall hearing them.
Like I would prefer, like, you know how when people are like, oh, like, you know, Hispanic, like Spanish is a very loving language, you know what I'm saying? Very like seductive, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you're saying Chinese
like
people
Japanese people, I think, really nail it on animation in terms of voice acting. You don't like
the way Chinese people sound.
I just didn't feel like it hit the same in terms of voice acting. But again, I'm sure if you like it, you like it.
That's a Kaiwan and his mom.
To each their own. I'm not going to judge nobody. What they did for this show, which I assume because they really thought it was going to be really good. They had like an instant Japanese dub off rip. And so I watched the Japanese dub. Dude, Chinese people, I already knew they were making bangers, right? Because they came out with Link Click, which I told you to watch that you never did. Link Click was one of the best Chinese shows I've seen. And it's getting another season, I think, right now.
That's third one, right?
Third one, yes. But Link Click is really good. If you haven't seen that, watch that. The other show, again, To Be Hero X, this one in particular, I don't know if you've seen The Boys.
No, but you told me that it was like a similar.
To me, it has a very similar.
I think we said it was like a darker My Hero off the bat.
Yes. Yeah. It felt like a darker My Hero, and it also felt like The Boys, but in an anime form. But basically, just gonna give you a quick synopsis, no spoilers really, because again, it's like the first 30 seconds of the episode if you haven't seen it. Or the first like few minutes. Basically, this kid, he works for like a marketing company for these heroes. He helps market these heroes. And then what happens is he ends up getting fired by his boss. So now he's thinking about taking his life. He goes and on top of this building, decides against it at the very last second. Then he sees this guy that he does marketing for kind of just fly right next to him, give him this weird ass smile, and the hero just jumps off the fucking roof into his death. And then it's like, what the fuck just happened? And that was the start of the show. And basically now it's he is now taking on the role of that hero that committed, off himself. And so now he's taking on that role, all the responsibilities that come with it. The animation has been top tier.
You said it was like arcane-like, right?
Dude, it was. I said it was arcane-like because they would have like the animation they have for it, the basic one, and it would be like in all the scenes. And I think honestly it looks really nice. But then when they fight, they'll switch animation styles. So go from like this serious tone to like more cartoonish tone. But it flows so well with it. So far there've been two major fights and they've both been fucking bangers. And the animation's been great. The story too has been also really interesting. Like the characters they've introduced, like for instance, like they have this female protagonist or this female side character that came into the fold, and just like the way that they portray her as like this nice person and all this stuff online, but then she turns out to be like this crazy girl who just hates her job, doesn't want to fucking work here anymore. And it's like, dude, so far every episode has had a very successful start and very successful end. Like episode 1 and 2, I felt completely satisfied with, and I felt like there was like an ending of a chapter and an opening of a new one. And like this one's, I just have a feeling like this is gonna be easily one of the best shows this season.
Yeah, I have to give it a watch.
And again, shout out to the Chinese, like, because I did not expect this type of I expect some shows from them, but Japanese people usually tend to dominate the market.
Yeah.
But this show is just blowing my mind. Give it a watch if you haven't.
Okay. So we got the Anime Awards, Crunchyroll.
Bro, put some energy into it, bro. You think this shit is? Bro, like this is your job. Like act like you're in the studio.
Let me sit up.
All right, y'all. Now wrap things up today.
Alrighty. To wrap things up today, we got the Anime Awards. We're going to be looking at the nominees and just giving our predictions on what we think it's going to be. And I think
some of these might be ass, honestly.
But first we got the best ending sequence.
Okay.
Which I know 4 of these.
I like Nobody. That was like I listened to that. I listened to that like in my car.
I listen to that regularly.
That's what I'm saying. I've listened to 5 of these.
You know 5 of them? What's that other show up there?
Antenate?
Oh, the elusive samurai. Yeah, no, my vote would probably go to Nobody.
I was going to Nobody as well. I think Nobody was like I was taking my playlist.
Yeah, no, I still listen to it.
I also like the group that does it.
I heard it in Huey Magoo's the other day.
Yeah, because like the One Republic made that one. That's why I like it.
But I feel like going to the best opening sequence, I didn't know that MASH was in this, but I think it's definitely going to be between Mashal and Don Don.
Oh, for opening sequence?
Since it's the same.
You're moving fast, bro. Oh, so when? Where do you see MASH? Oh, it's right here. Yeah.
Because it's either Bing Bang or...
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
That's like a 50-50 ball. It could go either way.
I liked it, but I cannot listen to it more than once.
The Mashal one?
Yeah.
I mean...
It's just...
I mean... Now, yes, but I feel like when it first came out, like that was on repeat for everyone.
But it's like, what are you feeling, right? Like I feel like if I'm feeling like serious real quick, Abyss type shit is gonna hit.
I'm gonna be honest.
Abyss hits.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I personally think the Oshinoko one is like on par with both of them, maybe even better in terms of.
It wasn't bad. No.
In terms of replayability.
Well, I mean, actually, Don Don also had a really great opening too.
Well, Don Don was the same band that did Mashals.
I know.
And I think maybe it's recency bias, but it's not really recent anymore. I feel like the Don Don one is a bit smoother. Like it's a little less annoying.
Yes.
Than Bing Bang. You know, so
I agree.
I think my vote would go to that.
If we were, so let's pick the one that we would choose that we're gonna nominate, and the one that people that we guess would win here.
I think.
Because I think Don Don is gonna win here.
I think I would pick Don Don, and I think it's gonna win. But I think it's gonna be really close though.
I agree with you. I'm put Don Don. Really I think it's gonna win as well. Because I feel like it was too big of a show not to win. Best score.
This is actually tough. I haven't seen Look Back.
Sorry, I'm done.
Fearin' does have a good score, but I don't feel like it has that diversity to it, like Bleach.
Say that.
Like you obviously don't watch Bleach. Bleach has always had a good score, and if I'm being honest,
do you think Bleach is gonna win? Actually,
I don't think it's Demon Slayer, and if it's Demon Slayer, that's just tampering, and it's
so rigged. It's not even funny.
Dan did have a really good score. It was like a very goofy, but like alien sounding. Like they had like. So I think they had some like actual songs in there, like from real life shit.
It had a good score, dude, but I still think that I don't know. Here's the thing. Me personally, I just like a more adventure-y type of vibe, and I think the Fearin' had a phenomenal score. When the fights were turning up, that violin was fucking hidden.
I think I would choose Bleach.
But I think Bleach had a good variety. I haven't listened to most of the OST. I only heard a few of them.
The thing is, Solo Leveling did also have a really good score.
They did. They also had a good opening too.
They had a great opening. Their songs that they play mid fight and like when shit's getting intense, like they have some really good songs.
So let's eliminate here. I don't think Fearin's gonna win here. I just don't think so. I also don't think Demon Slayer is gonna win. And if it does,
I don't know what
Treachery.
Look Back might win. I don't know what the fuck.
The fuck is Look Back?
I don't know what that is. Maybe that wins, but I'm eliminating it.
Okay.
I don't think Dan to Dan wins.
I think it's either Bleach or Solo Leveling that wins this.
I'm voting for Bleach and saying Bleach is gonna win.
I'll put my vote for Fearin', but I think Solo Leveling's gonna win.
Okay.
Just because of the hype.
Okay.
People just want the hype.
Okay. Now
Best anime song.
Yeah, I know all these. I think The Brave is the Fearin' one.
Yeah, The Brave is the Fearin' one.
Is that the first or second opening?
That's
probably the second one, just because it's.
That's the second one, I think. Yeah. Is it?
Probably.
I don't remember, bro.
I think it's still Dan to Dan, and I'll vote Dan to Dan.
I'll vote Dan to Dan.
I don't really like the kaiju opening like that.
I didn't really like.
I think Solo Leveling's second opening is better than the first, and if that was here, I would have probably voted for that one.
I didn't like Oshinoko opening either.
I like that one.
No, like compared to everything else here.
Oh, okay.
It was enjoyable. I just didn't like it.
I think it's.
I don't like it more than the.
I think it would be Dan to Dan here.
Yep, I agree. Must protect of all cause character. Of course, they would have this. This is vile. So they have Anya Forger, Fearin', Okaroon, Senshi.
Let me some
Hojo, and then Yuki.
Some Okaroon. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm picking Fearin'.
So I did watch all these. So I saw you. I know who Yuki is. I'm not picking Yuki. I'm not picking Hojo, even though he is a good character. Senshi.
From what? Oh, that's Delicious.
I actually don't know why they put. To be honest with you, it literally has to be either Anya, Fearin', or Okaroon.
I saw some people saying Delicious Dungeon was like the best anime to come out last year.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. It was fun.
I really like Okaru.
But like, why would you?
I feel like Anya's probably.
Like, why would you pretending is like? I have to be infatuated with this character.
I like Firen. I think I'm going.
I think it's either.
I think Anya's gonna win, but I'm picking Firen.
I feel like if I pick Anya, it's kind of like a Predator type shit, is it not?
Well, no, I think it's like, oh, like you're so adorable type of character.
Yeah, I'm gonna be safe. I'm picking Firen because I know Firen's at least 9,000 years old, so that's legal.
Yeah, I'm
not touching this Anya.
I think Anya's probably gonna win, but I'm picking Firen.
Okay, I'll pick Firen.
We got
Best supporting.
That's Fern easy. But
Are you stupid or what, bro? There's no way you just said Fern.
It's not Himmel. It's not,
bro.
I haven't seen Apothecary Diaries. I heard that's really good though, but I don't think it's Turbo Granny's good.
Well,
but Psycho's also good.
I just saw the other choices. Actually, it might be Fern.
But yeah, like the amount of influence Fern has in her show compared to all the other characters here, I feel like it would have to be Fern.
Yeah.
Like she's like a magnificent side character.
Well, why would they put Himmel? Well, I guess he is a supporting character because she'll have memories.
He's like the supporting character of the past, basically.
But I think he's more influential than Fern.
I think he's more influential to Firen's character in terms
who
of
she is now.
In terms of like who she's become to be, but Fern is like transforming her right now.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Okay, I understand. I love Apothecary Diaries. I would actually say Jinshi.
Okay.
No, not for my vote, but I would like to say him, but I don't think he's. I mean, he does have a lot of impact, but I would still choose Fern. Fuck it, I'll choose Fern.
And I think
I haven't really been torn.
I think I'm picking Fern, but I could see Turbo Granny winning. To be honest, with
that'd be stupid though.
I could see that.
She was a fun character, a supporting character, but that's just dumb. There's no way. Like I haven't really been torn by any of these characters so far though. Next one.
Best main character.
Best main character. Firen. I'm also doing this for the audio listeners. Firen. From obviously Firen. Kafka Hibino from Main Abyss. Kaiju, sorry. I said Main Abyss. I'm dumb. As Momo, as well as Octoroon. They're both contestants here. Malmo from Apothecary, which I might have to choose her, I'll be honest with you. And then Sung.
Is that the green-haired girl?
Oh, yeah, it is. And then Sung Jinwoo from Solo Level.
Well, let's eliminate. Kafka's probably out.
Yeah, Kafka's out. I think he was cool.
He's cool.
It's cool.
Not on that level. I haven't seen Apothecary. Who do you think is better between Okaru and Momo?
The way the characters are, I feel like they're both the same, bro.
I feel like
you like one more than the other.
I want to say that Momo has the edge slightly. Like I feel like she sort of has saved the day and like facilitated things, like with the
She's more involved, I think.
With the sumo wrestler, like they weren't getting out of that without her. Then with when they were in the school. And like the shit was flooding, you remember that? And then she pulled it up, and then they facilitated that attack to like beat the big, fucking, Kyogre looking alien nigga. Like, I don't know. I feel like she has a bit more influence.
Well, to me, they feel the same though, because I feel like Okaru, I feel like he's also had those shining moments too, right? Because also without him, she would have not made it out alive out of like 10 different instances.
I guess, yeah. They do a good job at balancing.
Between the two. So let's just keep that right now.
Well, I would say since
it's not Mao because she's a great character, but people haven't seen it.
I was going to say since Okaru and Momo are so similar, then we should just eliminate them both because I feel like one wouldn't get more votes over the other.
Okay, I agree. Okay, so let's eliminate that. Let's eliminate Kafka. Let's eliminate Mao. I liked her as a character a lot. She's really great, but people just don't watch it. I don't think. So there's Sung Jinwoo, and Firen, and like obviously. If I wanted a dick ride and glaze, I'm picking fucking Sung Jinwoo.
I think I'm going to personally pick Firen, but I think Sung Jinwoo is going to win.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So I'm going to be.
He's just been getting so much publicity, nigga. Like
I'll be different out here. I'm going to pick Firen because I don't.
You think she's going to win?
No, I'm picking that as mine.
I'm picking Firen.
But Sung Jinwoo. But Sung Jinwoo just like. He just pisses me off sometimes. That's all I don't have any quarrel with him, but he just pisses me off.
I think he's gonna win.
Best slice of life.
Oh, this is
my category, baby.
This is you.
Oh my god. All right, so honestly, these are all bangers. First off, I haven't seen My Dear Friend Nokatan, but we have Sound Euphonium season 3. That was okay. I think the first season was really great compared to the third one. And the second one, I think, was better as well. But it was like a wrap up of everything, so it was pretty good. I have not seen Mr. Villain's Day Off. That looks like a romance or some shit. I don't even know what that is. Dangers in My Heart.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. Too Many Losing Heroines. I'm gonna give it to them.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it.
I've not.
I think it's a great like slice of life romance comedy.
Okay.
Basically, this dude's friends with 3 girls, and he just helps them sort out their problems with other relationships. So it's like he's like the guy.
Sounds like some Alvaro shit.
Listen, so he's like the permanent friend zone dude, but he like builds a strong foundation for friendship with these 3 girls. And frankly, you can even argue that if they do make another season, there might be some potential for a quadruple love triangle to form.
Oh wow.
But I think it was a great slice of life. It was actually very comedic, very funny. Pretty good OSTs. If that didn't win, then I would say my second guess would have to be probably, which I'm surprised. I thought I would see Fear in here because I feel like Fear is also a slice of life, but I guess not. Yeah, if it wasn't this one, it would have to be maybe The Dangers in My Heart season 2.
Dangers probably just because it has popularity.
Exactly, it's got popular characters and it's a popular manga.
Ooh, we have a Pluto nomination for best drama.
Best drama?
I finished that the other day.
Yeah, finished Pluto?
Yeah.
It's gas, bro.
Yeah.
I told you it was gas. All right, let's just eliminate here. A Sign of Affection, that's out of here.
I think it's probably
Dead Demons, that's out of here. We only have Fear and left. Pluto.
Pluto's up against some heavy hitters. I don't think it's gonna win, but I would vote for Pluto.
I don't think it's Oshinoko.
Just because I haven't seen season 2, so I don't know. But it's probably gonna be Apothecary or Fearin.
But why did I pick Fearin though? I feel like Fearin's like
Pluto was like the definition of a drama though.
That's what I'm saying.
It was like really like suspenseful and there's a lot of like emotions. I don't know, but I don't feel like enough people have seen it to where it's gonna win.
I'm going to vote Pluto because I am watching Apothecary and I think it's really great. There's a lot of drama. But I do think Pluto, just like you said, had a main focus of it being a mystery, kind of like a investigation type of show. I think drama was kind of like leading it. Also, it was made by the guy who made Monster. So it's like that's literally his genre. So I would say Pluto wins. If people saw it, which I don't think people saw it. But
yeah, I would vote for Pluto, but I think the winner would probably be Fearin or Apothecary.
Probably Fearin or Apothecary. And if someone picks Oshinoko, damn. Best Isekai Anime. Well, that's kind of a no. Oh, wait. This is a tough one.
Okay, so I'm currently...
Let's eliminate them.
I'm currently watching ReZero Season 3, so I'm not
also
fully
watching
caught up. I'm eliminating Suicide Squad. I heard that fell off.
That fell off. Suicide Squad's gone.
I know you're a Konosuba fan. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be slimy either. Just because I feel like that's getting a little like...
Overdone.
Yeah, a little dull from what I heard.
Shangri-La was good, but I don't think it's gonna be. It's not a contender. There's no way. So it's either Konosuba, Jobless Reincarnation, or ReZero.
Off of what I've seen, I would just go Jobless, but I don't know what ReZero holds, and I know
ReZero is a crazy season so far.
Konosuba has a lot of good comedy, and
season 3 is nuts. I mean, this is like really like this is a tough spot here because I don't think Jobless would win. Even though, and I understand maybe why, because Jobless had a slow start this season.
I think Jobless has a lot of haters too. So it's like...
Yeah, you got a lot of hating ass motherfuckers, which frankly, it's core 2 though, not core 1 of season 2. So technically...
What was core 2 again?
That was when like things were spicing up. That's when things were like moving fast.
With Roxy.
The first season was like more, it was like more like school development, I think.
Yeah, and this was like the one with Roxy.
This one was like Roxy was involved. Now he's going to save his mom.
Yeah.
And then obviously the most traumatic thing happened to him, and that fight was crazy good.
The dad thing.
Yeah. Like, honestly, dude, Jobless is just like...
Jobless is good.
I get people's frustration with this last season, feeling like it's so slow. But, dude, it's literally like...
You need that, though.
Do you not realize that he is just now becoming, like, growing into his own man now? Like, he's just now... Like, it seems like the story really is about to start. It's almost as if they're about to, like, create their own team now.
Yeah.
Like, he's about to make his own team. Because there's obviously, there's going to be a big-ass plot here that he's going to have to be involved in. Because obviously he just got done saving his mom. And then it's like, this shit happened with his mom, and then his dad. It's like, that all was such a great way to finish off the season. Also, the fighting and the animation... Bro, you can't obviously spoil alert for the ending of season 2 here. But when they were fighting the dragon dude, and then you see the dragon just take a moment just to breathe and look fucking Rodeo's dead in the fucking eye, and then Rodeo's just like, I guess maybe he just panicked and just put his hand in his fucking eye and blew that shit up. Dude, are you
Beautiful
kidding?
animation. Beautiful.
Like, that was easily one of the best.
Yeah, and it's like it's moments like that make you appreciate it because it shows like a very human side.
Yeah, like
of things.
you can
like,
live a normal life
like
and everything takes a turn.
Just him like being like in distress and like not knowing what to do and just saying fuck it and then.
And now imagine the mental like baggage he's got now in his head after what happened and why it resulted in someone passing. And he's saying that like he's responsible.
Yeah.
And then he gets back his mom and now she's almost like a fucking cooked vegetable.
I think he came to accept it though.
Yeah, he did towards the end. He did, but it's like, that's gonna sit with him though.
Yeah.
For like the rest of his life.
I think it'll be a positive for him. Like I think with the way he's developing mentally, like he'll view it as a positive thing. And like not that it happened, but what he's taken from it. Like he's not viewing it in a negative light.
Yeah, but
So you think ReZero or Konosuba then, or?
I think Konosuba had a fucking banger season, but I think ReZero takes it.
Yeah, considering ReZero was on hiatus for how many years, I think it would probably win.
It takes it.
That makes
sense. Plus, the plot is just now getting really good too. Like, I mean, the plot's always been good, but now it's getting deep. So it's such. I'll give it to my dog, bro.
Okay.
Best action.
Okay. It's not Demon Slayer.
It's not Windbreaker either.
Windbreaker had some of the best choreography, like.
Yeah, but there's no way it beats Bleach or Solo Leveling.
I know.
Like, don't try to salvage Windbreaker here, bro.
It was still good. But
I think
I think Kaiju had really good action too.
They have really great action.
Really, really good, but I don't think it's like Solo Leveling.
It's not Solo Leveling level.
And it's like Dan to Dan.
I think it was more fun action. I don't think it was like anything crazy.
It has to be between Bleach and Solo Leveling.
It has to be between.
Personally, I think it kind of. I feel like Solo Leveling is going to win just because it is as big as it is.
As big as it is.
Realistically, it should be Bleach because there was a fight damn near every single episode, and it was like beautiful fights.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Bleach because I haven't seen Bleach, and also I don't want Solo Leveling to win. So
I'm going Bleach, but I think it'll probably be Solo.
Solo Leveling's gonna win. Best comedy.
Probably Delicious. Just off of like what I heard. Probably.
It was good. I'm gonna pick Konosuba though, because Konosuba always makes you laugh every season.
Okay.
But I assume that would win. If not,
I think it would probably be between those two.
Yeah, probably between. Yeah, exactly. Best romance.
Oh, this is you.
This is me right here. Sign of Affection, out of here. Ramna, out of here. Scott Pilgrim.
Is that a good one?
That's pretty good. I would watch that actually. It's pretty good. Dangers of In My Heart season 2. Blue Box. And of course, Too Many Losing Heroines. If you ask me, Too Many Losing Heroines was really good.
Give me
like,
Blue Lock.
But define romance though. Like, what are we talking about? Like, are you defining it as?
I don't really even know because
how good the show is.
I don't really watch romance anime. Like
yeah,
that,
like
so
what's what I'm
really
saying.
know.
If you ask me, like which one had a better romance between the main character and the females, maybe Blue Box, because it's like more romantic, like spritzy love and
So you're
shit.
just saying like the better show in general.
Well, I think the better show was Too Many Losing Heroines.
Okay.
I'll put that down. Or it could also be Komi-san.
Okay.
But I'm going to put Too Many Losing Heroines. Komi-san might win that one, though, to be fair.
Gotcha.
All right, best background art. So Demon Slayer is out of here, bro. Hate that shit.
Apothecary looks very sharp. Pluto had great heart.
Don had good.
Don had fantastic. There was not one Don scene that looked bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They never had they didn't have a single
But
scene.
the same thing applies to Fearin too. Fearin was beautiful in its own way.
It says best background art. I mean, I really liked Apothecary Diaries. They have some nice backgrounds. But if I had to see what pushed the limits, it would be either Fearin, Pluto, or Don.
I'm thinking a setting. I feel like it would kind of have to be Don, considering we haven't really seen a show kind of look like that. To me, I haven't seen a show look like that. Mm-hmm. Like I've seen shows with settings similar to Fearin.
Don's very like
and backgrounds similar to it, and it's like the same thing with Pluto, to a degree. But I haven't seen a show look like Don.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it the Delicious in a Dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Because dude, they go through a lot of like different dungeons, but they also it's like a lot of different environmental things. Like if you're saying best background art, I'm thinking like you also need variety too. Not that you just need that, but if you had variety and good quality, I think that like beats that and beats whatever. Because I feel like Don is a lot of scenes of them just being in the city, school, at her grandma's place, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
But they're good scenes. Great background art. I think the animation is better than the background art.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like the sequences of like fighting and like running and all this. So I would say actually Delicious in a Dungeon. I would give it a Fearin, but I think Fearin, because they also have really nice landscapes.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know. I feel like Delicious in the Dungeon just had better.
Yeah, Fearin had
cool
some
environments.
Fearin had some scenes with like the sun setting and shit that was so nice.
Actually, I'm gonna give Fearin.
I'm thinking
because the end of the season.
After your explanation, I might say Fearin too.
Because at the end, because don't you remember the end of the season with Fearin, where it's like they're really like, dude, like the scenery was really beautiful. Like they were showing when they all were in the dungeon fighting their clones. Yeah. That was really cool. The fucking background fight for that was nuts. When Fern killed her first ever like demon, who was like frozen. That was it was like in a beautiful field of flowers.
Yeah, you're right. Like, no, it's definitely Fearin because I'm thinking of like the flower
man.
Field too. Yeah,
because like they're traveling and shit. Like they're traveling. They got.
I think it's Fearin.
You know, I think it's if I was vlogging, this is a huge ass vlog right here.
I think it could be. Like the actual winner, I think it could be Fearin Don Delicious, like either or, like kind of
either or. I agree
equally, but I'm
gonna stand a chance. I'm gonna pick Fearin. I'm gonna pick Fearin as well. Best director. Oh my god, they put the fucking One Piece fan letter. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Did they?
I'm done, bro.
Maybe that one.
I'm picking that one. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
maybe that one.
I'm taking right One Piece with this one, bro. I'm sorry.
That was a good episode.
We just love glazing the fuck out of One Piece, huh?
No, but that was one of the best things like they've ever put out.
That was one of the best things ever released. Okay, no. Let's actually like get serious here. Demon Slayer's out. The Delicious in a Dungeon. It was great direction, but I don't think it was. I wasn't pulled in like that.
I think I'm genuinely either picking Fearin or One Piece.
That's what I'm saying. For me, it's either gonna be Fearin or One Piece. But Dan also had really great direction. But at the same time,
yeah, but Don was super quick.
It was super quick, yeah.
And I know that's how like the actual source material is, but like as I have never seen a show like Don, I've also never seen a show like Fearin either. Like the Fearin experience to me felt very Vinland Saga season 2, where I was just like really involved with the characters and like enjoying their growth and development and like the scenery and everything. And it like wasn't like the most fast paced shit, but it was like a great journey. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Fearin did that for me.
I agree. It's either those three, but also was the fan letter this good? They gave it a fuck. It was one episode.
It was so good.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like clearly it has to be this good to be in the nominations. Like there's no way. And frankly, when I saw the fan letter, dude, how can I describe the feeling? It's just...
I was just about to say, and it invoked a very interesting feeling because it's like just seeing the little subtle hints to like the other characters, like the Straw Hats, like Zoro being in the bar and like them talking about the sword thing. You know what I'm saying? Like those little things, and like the girl getting the letter to Nami or whatever in the ship. I don't know.
What it felt like? It felt like us gawking over these characters like in a normal conversation if we're just all hanging out talking about One Piece. And then, but it's like now it's like showing the normal civilians that live day-to-day lives talk about these things.
Yeah.
And it's like you see this lady working in a store. You see this girl that wants to get Nami a letter and she's not able to.
Yeah, you're just introduced to a perspective that you like never have seen in the show before.
And you're introduced to the idea of like young people can be inspired by others. And it's like the idea of like who's good or bad was really tested in the fan letter too. Because you have Marines sitting here saying like they know that in their heads like these pirates aren't good people. But yet you have people like Luffy who have done different things than other pirates have normally done, or other pirates have done better things or good things for people. It's like who's really in the right or wrong? I don't know, man. I think what really evoked a lot of emotion from me, I think it's either Fearin, but if I honestly, I'm just gonna just say the One Piece fan letter because I think that one really like. I don't know, man. I feel like I was watching like when I saw it, I felt like I was back in the first season of One Piece.
I can see that. Yeah.
I don't know why. It kind of made me feel like very nostalgic when I was watching it. So
it was a good little feeling.
Yeah, I'm put the One Piece fan letter. Best character design. Not Demon Slayer. Fuck out of that shit. Fearin? I mean, they're kind of basic,
Yeah. I mean,
Delicious in a Dungeon.
I was going to say Delicious or Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Dan. I just think they had like they had some pretty unique characters.
Very unique.
The cat. The demons they've introduced so far. I'm gonna say Don.
Me too.
Best animation.
Okay. Well,
and we don't see Bleach here, so they're fucking hating.
Bleach should be there instead of Demon Slayer.
They really should be there.
But all right. So let's process elimination. Kaiju, no.
No.
Great, but no.
No.
Demon Slayer, obviously they're there because it's
It picked it up
ufotable.
towards the end.
Yes, but it
I
wasn't.
don't-
It wasn't consistent.
It wasn't
throughout.
consistently amazing.
I haven't seen Delicious.
It was great.
The
consistent.
only shows on here that I feel like there was like not one bad scene, and they like didn't cut any corners was Dan to Dan and Fearin. Like Soul Leveling has
100%.
great fights, but like when it's just idle time, like it's not. It's still sharp.
It's so
But
sharp.
it's not the most like crazy thing I've ever seen. Like when you're watching Fearin and they're just walking through a field, like they're really putting emphasis on like the foliage,
flowers,
and like
the blooming of the
petals in the air
flowers.
and stuff like that. But then with Dan to Dan, it's like the use of colors is like crazy.
Crazy, sped up. But the animation is just all over the place, but it's done really well. Honestly, my take, I'm going to pick Fearin here just because I think I was a bit hesitant about the action. They gave us a little bit of pieces here and there during the first season, like throughout the first season and the earlier parts. As we approached the end, though, shit went bonkers, bro.
Yeah.
During like the competition and the tournament, like that's when I got to really see the potential here. And then you just see Fearin as a character go all out and how they animated that entire fight. I think I was like in like Jabba's reincarnation vibes, where
no,
it's
definitely.
where it's like, well, Jabba's reincarnation has pretty good animation, but I think Fearin has better animation for like the more stagnant parts.
I agree.
And then as soon as they want to give us some action, that shit just peaks. Don felt like it was consistent all the way through. I'm gonna say Fearin there, honestly. I was more excited, and I'm sure I was more excited for the Fearin fights, for the Fearin pieces of for the Fearin peaks of animation, just because like they didn't really give it to us. But it was overall great. Like it was clean. Like the environments were great, flowers were great, characters were great, backstories were great. I don't know, man. What do you think? Because
It's tough. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm not picking Solo.
I'm not picking
Just
Solo.
just for principle here, just for the principle.
Yeah, but I
of it.
feel like Fearin and Dan to Dan have more of a uniqueness to them than
They do.
Solo.
They do
terms
have
of
more
animation
uniqueness.
style. But I think I may pick Don to Don, just because of how unique it is. I feel like,
Yeah, very different art
you
style.
know,
And again, animation
but it's
is
super close. It's super close.
Yeah, man, animation could be literally anything. It could be any art style as long as it's like if you feel like the animation was. To me, Don felt like a one in a not one in a lifetime, but it was like an introduction to a unique art style.
Yeah,
like
I was
they
gonna
did.
say like I've never seen a show like that.
That's what I'm saying. I've never seen a show like that. But with Fearin, I can make similar connections to like maybe Jobless reincarnation.
Yeah.
But I think it's also more detailed than Jobless.
Yes. Yeah. So
So I'm gonna pick Fearin here.
I picked Don to Don, but I think either one of them is probably gonna win.
Yeah, either one of them really has opportunity.
Best original anime. I haven't seen
A
any of
jellyfish
these.
can't swim. What the?
I haven't seen any of these.
Not Ninja Kawaii. Get that shit out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys did not see that
I
show.
haven't seen any of those.
Have potential, really. I haven't seen any of these.
I'm gonna just go to the next thing.
I'm just going to do Ninja Kawaii.
Fuck it.
Even though that was not that good.
Best new
Best new
series.
series. Why are we here again, dog? It's the same people from animation. Fearin, Apothecary, Delicious, Soul Leveling, Danadon, Kaiju. Fearin, I'm sorry. Danadon was great, dude, but like...
It's between Fearin and Don to Don again.
Well,
I
actually,
think.
Apothecary is also good. A new series. Damn, bro. This was a
I'm trying
tough
to think
year.
of what I had more enjoyment. Fearin. Yeah.
I'm going to put Fearin. I'm sorry.
Picking Fearin.
I really enjoyed Fearin. It was just really dragged me in.
Best continuing series. You know where I'm at.
My Hero Season 7.
I could say Bleach, but I'm good. You know I'm going One Piece.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, this is not even fair.
Yeah, gotta go One Piece.
What's the competition? Oshinoko? No. Spy X Family? No. My Hero Academia Season 7?
Give me Bleach
Season
or One
7
Piece.
is crazy, by the way. Demon Slayer? No. That was a training arc. And then you have Bleach. I'm sure Bleach was
Yeah,
really
Bleach was
good. But One Piece, I'm a few episodes deep into Egghead, so I'm about to get caught up, and then we'll definitely talk about
I'm gonna be caught up today.
I know it's just about to go crazy this next week, though, from what I hear. But One Piece right now has been peaking, dude. To me, I just feel like there's like less filler now. It's like straight
Oh yeah,
content.
yeah, because they took that break.
Yeah, they took that long ass break, so it's been great.
So I'm picking One Piece. And
same
I
here.
think One Piece is gonna win.
Same.
That one.
Same.
Film of the year. Oh, so look back's a film. I didn't see Haikyuu. I did see a clip from this My Hero one though. It looked really solid.
I did watch My Hero one. Well, no, I saw Spy X Family actually.
I haven't seen any of these.
I'm just gonna pick Spy X Family. I don't really have any opinion on these. I have no idea. I haven't seen these. And of course, the anime of the year. And here we are again. Furin, Apothecary Diaries, Delicious in Dungeon, Soul Leveling, Dawn of Dawn, Kaiju number 8. All right, so Kaiju's out.
Yeah.
Delicious is out. Apothecary is also out.
I think so.
So we're just left with Dawn of Dawn, Soul Leveling, and Furin. I'm not picking Soul Leveling. But do I think it's going to win? Probably.
I don't think so.
It's like the JJK of last year, excuse me.
It is like the JJK of this year. Yeah, but there's JJK had like more of a strong case to win it. I feel like because
I think it was better.
I feel like it's
in terms
better.
of story.
It has better story, better characters. Like I understand why JJK
animation. I wouldn't say it was good too. Actually,
personally, if Soul Leveling won, I know it's like very popular. I personally wouldn't understand why it would win against a Dan to Dan or Furin. To be honest, Dawn
also had it was a great full season. I watched every episode on release. Soul Leveling, I waited like a day or two maybe. Mm-hmm. Furin, damn, it's like tough now because now we're asking like what genres do we really like?
The thing is, out of the show, now granted, I haven't seen Delicious, I haven't seen Apothecary, so I can't really speak on those.
No, they're great.
I just know that you aren't getting an experience like Furin from these other shows.
And that's a good thing.
Just not like it's just
okay. So how about this? Let's
depends on what you appreciate.
Break down the categories here. We have animation. I think they're all fucking top tier animation.
But Dan to Dan and Furin are better than Soul Leveling animation wise.
Okay,
consistently, I think.
Oh yeah, then they're close. I would still say. Then we have story. Not Soul Leveling. So that's either Dawn of Dawn or Furin.
Not Dan to Dan either.
And the story, it's not even bad.
In terms of depth.
That's what I'm saying. Now I'm talking about characters. Let's talk about characters. Really, Soul Leveling only has one main dude that I care about.
Doesn't have the characters like
Dawn Dawn has two.
Dan to Dan. They have. Yeah, there's like the pink haired girl, not Jinho, Jiri or whatever orange haired dude.
Yeah, they're adding like characters.
They have a great cast.
Furin has a phenomenal cast.
I'd say Dan to Dan's cast is slightly stronger, just because there's more of them, and like they're very different.
What has dragged the most emotion out of me? Furin, 1000%.
That episode of Dan to Dan though.
Which one?
The ballerina one.
That one was I was very. I'm not saying Nano doesn't have that. Yeah. I'm just saying like I think Furin really has dragged me in more. I feel like I'm more invested in Furin. I think overall, if I had to put it, the score is equivalent. I think they're both really great scores in terms of like audio.
I mean, looking at what we just listed off, these two shows are better than Soul Leveling in damn near every facet.
But you're really crazy. I didn't know Soul Leveling's going to win like half of these awards. It's some bullshit too. But I'm not trying to hate. I know it's a good show. I'm not trying to hate. I just know.
Yeah, but they're just better shows.
So I'm just gonna say, anime of the year, Furin is mine. But I do have a feeling that the anime community is gonna choose either Dawn of Dawn or Soul Leveling.
I think it's only right to give it to Furin since Furin didn't get nominated last year.
Yes, I also think yes, and I also think Furin went crazier this second half.
Yeah,
they went crazier the second half. So I'm gonna say Furin. I think Dawn of Dawn wins this though, or Soul Leveling.
I'm also going to say Furin, and I think it'll win. I think Furin could win it.
Well, when's the release date for the?
Oh, May 25th, late May.
25th. Okay, so that's still like a little while away. We'll see though. I mean, again, we're gonna do a recap video when they release the fucking.
We'll talk about it then.
Anyways, guys, that was it for the first video. We wanted to really like take more time to speak about certain shows. I think that's kind of like the route we're gonna be moving forward with, because I kind of like our talks. I feel like we we can really stay on a show for like almost an hour. Obviously, we don't want to do that for an hour, but we spoke a lot about Invincible, Devil May Cry, Lazarus, all these upcoming shows. There's a lot of shows this season that we're going to talk about too. We're also going to have our weekly roundup. So every week, like I said, we're going to do reviews of the episodes that came out. So Lazarus obviously being one of them. Obviously, any other show that we put on the list, I'm sure there's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 more shows that I would want us to watch every week. What's happening. We'll see, and then we'll post them as well so you guys can see which shows we're watching. But again, if you have any shows that you guys want to recommend us, feel free to do so. I'm more than happy to be invested into whatever you guys like, and then we could talk about it. But I would say this was a good comeback pod.
I think so.
So I'll get back into things again. And again, same situation as before. Expect the pods every week, once a week. And I think it was a Wednesday release, right? Am I tripping?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so expect this pod on Wednesday. If not, then one of these days, I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, but hopefully, we'll be back. Again, we're gonna try to be consistent again. We have a bit more structure now to what we have, compared to what we had before. And I think with Jax here, Jax will be coming in once in a while to fulfill his role. But I believe that's it. Though, you have anything else you want to tell or say?
Keep grinding.
Oh, it's your ass up, bro.
Type shit.
Anyways, we appreciate you guys for supporting us, and I hope that you guys will stick with us. We got a lot of things planned. We're gonna do a lot more vlogs, and I know I said that before.
No joke.
But we do have a lot more investment now, a lot more stake in this now. So expect the SuperCon video, which that's gonna happen. For those of you that are going to SuperCon, July?
Well, remember, I'm not going anymore. They deny me.
Shut your ass up, bro. Well, we'll just apply as Senpai says, and I'm sure they'll give us a ticket.
Let's hope so.
Do you think they'll give us a ticket if we did that?
Probably not.
No way, right?
But
well, if I bullshit.
They'll do their research, but we'll see. We'll see what's happening.
But they denied you, though.
Yeah, because I turned them down last year due to your antics.
All right, well, regardless, appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace out, Nit.